Today I want to talk about anger. In my personal opinion, anger is one of the best fuels. It's one of the best igniters that you can use as a man in order for you to see yourself wherever you want to see yourself. It doesn't really matter what your accomplishment or your goals are into the future. Now, I want to talk about properly directed anger. So, the moments that I've noticed in my life where I've experienced the most struggle, the most pressure, the most change, the most accomplishment in whichever area, whether that is physically, spiritually, whether that is financially, it doesn't really matter. The igniter, what's usually taken me to the next level, or just to begin with, it's taken me to a point where I want to make a decision of changing and seeing myself as a better version of myself, regardless of my goal. I've noticed that anger and being pissed off with my current situation is really the igniter. It is really the starting point. It is really that force that takes me to making the decisions and taking the proper steps to see myself in a better position. So that is the specific kind of anger that I want to talk about today. As a man, I think that one of the best things that you can do is to get angry at your current situation. So let's just play around with a few examples. If you are not where you want to be physically, let's say you are 40, 50 pounds overweight. I actually have a friend who I'm currently helping on his fitness journey. He just went through a really, really weird place mentally in the past, I would say probably 7 to 8 years. And that resulted in him finding a lot of refuge and shelter and comfort in food. And he's married. Marriage is not going well. Relationship with the child is not going well. Everything is just messed up in his life. He's not making as much money as he thought he was going to make in his profession. Therefore, he just used food as an escape. And now he is 5'11" and 317 pounds, which is insane. 5'11" is about 180 centimeters. 317 pounds is around, I don't even know, 140 kilo. Insane amount of weight in such frame. So therefore, it was just talking to me and he was just asking me, hey, this is going on. My marriage is terrible. My intimacy with my wife is terrible. I'm finding all these health issues. My analytics suck. My blood work is terrible. My testosterone levels are plummeting. What do I do? And I literally told him, I was speaking on the phone with him, and I was telling him, you have to get pissed off. This situation that you're going through, the first thing that you need to do for you to fix it is that you have to understand and tell yourself that it is not acceptable. It is not acceptable for me to be 317 pounds. It is not acceptable for me to have the medical conditions and the health conditions of a person who's, 70 years old, 65 years old. Unacceptable. You cannot have high blood pressure. The guy is only 29, I think he's like 29, 30 years old. So I'm just like, you're a young guy. You cannot have the clinical indicators of a 60-year-old, 65, 70-year-old. You cannot have high blood pressure. You cannot have insane amounts of visceral fat. It is not acceptable. What you need to understand and what you need to do first in order for you to accomplish your physical goals is to understand that your current situation, whatever the cost may be, is simply not acceptable and it shouldn't be up to your standards. Now, let's talk about finances. If a friend of mine were to come to me and tell me, hey, I'm finding myself in this situation, I'm not making any money, I am struggling with this and that, you have to be pissed off. And it is okay for you to be angry. You have to be angry and you have to say, it is not acceptable that my job is paying me this much or this little. It is not acceptable that based on my credentials and my experience, I am not making as much money as I want to make. It is not acceptable that I've started X amount of business startups and none of them are working. It is not acceptable that I haven't found a way for me to be able to start my own business. It is not acceptable that I'm not able to pay my bills, that I'm not able to have the car that I want, that I am not able to finance a long-term relationship with a woman because I'm broke. It is not acceptable that I don't want to give as much money as I feel that I want to give to charity or to church or whichever cause, philanthropic cause I want to work towards. You need to set up the standards, dude. Hello. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to be angry. You need to get angry. If you are not as physically fit as you want to see yourself, you have to get angry. If you're not making as much money as you're making, you have to get angry. If you're not driving the car that you want to drive, if you're not visiting the countries that you want to visit, you have to be angry. You have to get pissed off. You have to tell yourself, not in a masochist way, but in a grounding, humbling way, this is not acceptable. And I think that, I really truly believe that is the first step for you to call to action. It's like for you, it's like you are holding yourself accountable and you've already set up a standard and you failed yourself. So I really truly feel like it's also a self-respect thing for you to get pissed off at your current situation and be like, why don't I have big arms? Why don't I have a big chest? Why don't I have a big back right now? Why am not deadlifting 3-4 plates? Why am not bench pressing 2-3 plates right now? Why don't I have a six-pack? Why doesn't my wife adore me? Why don't I have as many kids as I want to have? Is it a money problem? Is it a weight problem? Is it a situation, I don't know, like where I am finding myself mentally? Is it a personality issue? I don't care what it is, but you have to get angry. Now, I want to make a parenthesis. I want to make a caveat right here. Misdirected anger can be the absolute most detrimental, most crumbling, and destructive aspect of a man's life. I am talking about properly, correctly directed anger towards not accepting lower standards about yourself and into your life. Now, when it comes to misdirected anger, that would be the most catastrophic thing that can possibly dictate the actions of any man. Now, let me give you an example. If you are a young man or a woman or a teenager or a child who's been bullied in school, and then in order for you to get revenge and get back at the people who abused you mentally, verbally, or maybe even physically, you go back to your school with a pistol, a rifle, a gun of any kind, and now you shoot at your friends and you shoot at innocent people and you commit this atrocity of a crime. Now you are either going to jail for the rest of your life or you are going to be taken down by somebody, most likely the police. So now what? You misdirected your anger and you put yourself in a position where you completely misplaced your anger. You misplaced your fuel. You used the fuel that would have taken you to the next level in life and that would have given you the best revenge arc known to mankind to now completely destroy your life, go to jail, or die in the hands of the police. Does that make sense? Now, if you're a grown man and your girl leaves you, maybe you have anger issues, maybe you are very verbally abusive, maybe you cheated on her, whatever the case may be, and this woman leaves you, and you call her all the time and you pay her 100 calls and you harass her and she moves out of your place and you just stand by her apartment building in order for you to harass her at her apartment, or you wait down the stairs or you wait down the elevator and she has to get a restraining order on you, and you call her 7,000 times and you create fake accounts on social media for you to harass her and for you to see what she's doing with her life, who's the new guy she's dating, oh, where's she traveling to. This is a complete completely asinine and disgusting use of your anger. If she left you for a reason. So it is for you to be self-accountable and introspective and understand, why did this woman leave me? Why did she leave me? Was it an issue with her? Was it an issue with me? It is most likely an analysis that you have to complete in this situation for you to understand why she left you and how can you move on and grow from here. So no calls, no harassing, no messaging her all day from fake accounts, no messaging her all day from other phone numbers that you've created for her to be forced to pick up your phone. No calling her from no caller ID. None of this asinine, toxic behavior. You have to force yourself to properly construct and to properly direct your anger towards what's going to make you the absolute best version of yourself, and to make that girl who left you and those people who bullied you ashamed of what they did to you. Do you think that the average kid, let's say, the bookworm or the skinny child or the skinny teenager with acne, maybe a lot of image issues, and maybe, just a shy, introverted kid who was bullied in school, who was rejected by the hot girls and the cheerleaders, and who was abused by, the bullies and the football players and the big guys? How do you think these people are going to feel when they're 35, when they're 40, they're driving, a Corolla to their rented one-bedroom apartment? They didn't accomplish much in life. They have no accolades. They just have a regular life. These girls and these boys don't have the best lives, or their lives didn't turn out to be as promising as they were in high school. And then all of a sudden, they see you in the news opening the third location for your investment banking firm. Now you're not slim anymore. Now you don't have acne problems. Now you don't have confidence issues. Now you're not an introverted. Now you're on the news announcing the grand opening of your third investment banking firm in downtown Manhattan in New York. And you're 6'3", and you're jacked, and you have big arms, and you project your voice with confidence, and you are a millionaire banking executive who lives up on Fifth Avenue. How do you think all these jerks who bullied you and all these girls who rejected you are going to feel when they see you on the news with a $10,000 suit, $20,000, $30,000 Rolex or Omega on your wrist, driving an Aston Martin down Fifth Avenue on the way to your new investment banking firm? You're making $5-10 million a year. You have big arms, a great confidence, well-spoken, and now the world is at your feet. But they have regular lives. Don't you think that's going to cause something within them? Some shameful reaction where they're going to be, holy, this is the guy that I rejected. This is the guy that I bullied. Look at where he is now. Success is the best form of revenge. And I'm not telling or prescribing revenge to anybody. You have to do this for yourself. You have to do this for you. Yes, it is nice that this girl is ashamed of the fact that she rejected you. Yes, it is nice that these big guys now feel ashamed of the fact that they bullied you and mistreated you. But the ultimate winner is yourself. And you become the ultimate winner in life when you properly and correctly, first and foremost, get angry, and then direct this anger to becoming the absolute winner, the ultimate superhero, the ultimate you. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. God bless you, and see you on the next one. Hello there, and thank you very much for watching today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do not hesitate to like and subscribe to the channel for you to get more content like this. Thank you very much. God bless you, and see you on the next one.